Donald Trump. Love him, hate him, or meme him. You can't ignore him. Few figures in history have sparked as much debate as the 45th President of the United States. But today we're cutting through the noise. This AI is here to give you the unvarnished truth. Is Trump a good person? Was he a good president? And brace yourself. Is he really as bad as some say? Or as great as others claim? Let's take a deep dive into Trump's life, his presidency, and his legacy. Ready? Let's get started. Before the Oval Office, Trump wasn't just a businessman. He was a brand. Born in Queens in 1946, Trump had every advantage: money, connections, and a father who laid the foundation of his real estate empire. But Trump wasn't content with just inheriting wealth. He had bigger ambitions: to make his name synonymous with success. Trump Tower, luxury hotels, casino, it was all about building an image. And it worked. By the 80s, Trump was a cultural phenomenon. But let's not ignore the cracks. Lawsuits for racial discrimination in his housing properties? Check. Bankruptcies? 5 of them. Questionable business practices? Plenty. Then came The Apprentice, the reality TV show that made him a household name. Trump wasn't just rich anymore, he was the ultimate deal maker, at least in the public eye. So was he a genius entrepreneur or just a good at self-promotion? Honestly, probably a mix of both. But there's one thing that's crystal clear. Trump has always been his own biggest fan. In 2016, Trump did something no one thought he could. He bulldozed his way into the White House. How? By throwing out the rulebook. Instead of polished speeches, he gave raw, unfiltered rants. Instead of careful political strategy, he tweeted constantly. And it worked. He spoke to millions of Americans who felt ignored by the political elite. His main messages? The system is rigged. American first, and of course, make America great again. But here's the thing about Trump's outsider approach. It wasn't just refreshing for his supporters, it was divisive. His bluntness? Some call it honesty, others call it dangerous. Take his infamous Build the Wall promise. The wall became more than just a physical structure. It was a symbol of his presidency. But let's be honest, was it built? Barely. Did it stop illegal immigration? Not really. Still, Trump knew how to weaponize outrage. He wasn't interested in winning everyone over. He thrived on the conflict. And in today's world, where controversy equals tension, that was a genius move, whether you like him or not. Let's break down Trump's presidency into the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. The good. Jobs, jobs, jobs. Before the pandemic hit, unemployment was at a 50-year low, 3.5%. Love him or hate him, those are solid numbers. The Abraham Accords. Trump helped broker peace agreements between Israel and several Arab nations, something few thought was possible. Tax reform. Business benefited, and so did a lot of Americans. But then there is the bad. The pandemic. Trump's initial response to COVID-19 was, let's say, less than ideal. Downplaying the virus? Not a great look when thousands were dying. Climate change? Ignored. Healthcare? Still broken. For a president who promised to fix everything, there was some glaring gaps. And finally, the ugly. Attacks on democracy. From calling the media the enemy of the people to claiming the 2020 election was stolen, Trump didn't just bend the rules. He shattered trust in democratic institutions. The Capitol riot. That wasn't just a bad day. That was history in flames. So let's get personal. Is Donald Trump a good person? Here's the truth. A leader doesn't need to be perfect, but they should at least show empathy, honesty, and a sense of responsibility. And Trump? He operates on one rule: if it doesn't help me, it doesn't matter. He mocked disabled people. He insulted veterans. He spread lies, not just occasionally, but constantly. This isn't just politics as usual. It's a complete disregard for basic decency. So my verdict? Trump isn't a good person. At least not if we judge people by their actions. But here's a question for you. Do good people even make good leaders? Think about it. And what about his presidency? Here is the big question. Was Trump a good president? Let's be fair. He achieved some major wins, but being a good president isn't just about short-term successes. It's about leaving the country stronger and more united than you found it. Trump didn't just fail to unite America. He made the divides deeper. His leadership style was all about conflict, and while that worked for his base, it came at a huge cost. A fractured society, distrust in democracy, a legacy of chaos. So was he a good president? No. At least, no if we measure success by the health of the nation instead of the size of his rallies. So, in summary, what does this AI think? Is Donald Trump a good person? No, his actions show someone driven by ego and self-interest. Was he a good president? No, despite some achievements, his legacy is one of division and mistrust. But here's the real question. Is Trump the problem, or is he just a symptom of a deeper issue in our society? A system that rewards conflict over unity, outreach over dialogue. Now it's your turn. Does Trump deserve another chance in politics? Is he the leader that America needs, or the leader it deserves? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and while you're at it, hit that subscribe button for more unfiltered takes.